Barry Allen. I am the fastest man alive.
Good evening everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. So today is Wednesday the 29th of April. Just need to make sure it is the 29th, isn't it? Yes, sorry. And Wednesday, April 29th, 2015. And just finished watching the latest episode of The Flash, episode 21. No, sorry, episode 20, titled The Trap. Now, let me just first of all say, holy fucking shit. Oh, I was anticipating a lot of things in this episode, but obviously what really happened, I did not anticipate. I did not expect to see what I saw, especially in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. So, in this episode, Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin, along with Joe West, all decide to set up Harrison Wells to, get him to confess that he killed Nora Allen, because obviously Cisco's been having these visions, whereby then it prompts Barry to tell the rest of the group that they weren't exactly visions, that they actually happened, but we still can't understand why Cisco was having these visions of himself being killed by Harrison Wells, because obviously remember last week they now know that the real Harrison Wells is dead. So we're going to start calling him Eobard Thawne from now on, because that is who he is. So Eobard basically killed Cisco in the alternate timeline, if you remember that one. So they were all trying to find a way to get him to confess, and that's when Barry says, I have a very bad idea. Okay. It's a good thing he didn't say it's a good idea, because it was a bad idea, and he was honest about it. The interesting thing as well that I liked about this episode is that we got a flashbacks to when Barry was in his coma from 3 different perspectives: Joe West, Iris West, and Eobard Thawne. Eobard was particularly interesting. Iris's was, hers was, how should I put it, a revelation, okay, in a sense, and I'm not going to tell you why I'm saying that, but if you watch the episode you'll know exactly what I mean. And Joe's was more, well, he was more, he was riddled with guilt, essentially. He blames himself for Barry being in hospital. Well, I say for Barry being in hospital, for Barry being in the position that he's in, because if he had not agreed to Harrison moving Barry from the hospital to S.T.A.R Labs, well, who knows? Would Barry have still been alive? We don't know. So that was all happening at the same time. Eddie Thawne wants to ask a question. Well, he has a chat with Joe regarding Iris. I'm not going to say anything about that chat, because what happens in the episode regarding Barry, Iris and Eddie sort of comes to a bit of an abrupt halt. So that's why I'm not going to go further into the conversation that Eddie had with Joe. I think a few of you may have an idea as to what I'm referring to. For those of you who have seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah. But the beginning of the episode was really good. Did you guys see the newspaper, who it was written by, and also the very sort of first paragraph? There were references to 3 particular superheroes. The Arrow and the Flash spin-off series that we've been talking about, rumoured to be called Legends of Tomorrow, but we don't know if that's the official title as yet. But 3 characters were referenced in that newspaper. Now we know that in the pilot, when we saw that newspaper article from April 2024, we clearly did not see, the article itself being written by Iris. I'm just going to say Iris. But we all remember how at the bottom there was a merger with Queen Consolidated, or and also Wayne Tech, wasn't it? So that was one that really threw everybody out the window, thinking, wait there, they're mentioning Wayne in this TV series. Are we going to see Bruce Wayne? But then, yeah, that never happened. Well, never say never. But yeah, so those three characters were referenced. But all throughout the episode, I kept thinking to myself, are they going to do it? Are they going to get Eobard to confess? And let's just say they were riding their luck. They were really riding their luck. But yeah, I was very shocked. I was surprised. I should have seen it coming, but I was very surprised. As I say, there's some things I anticipated about this episode, other things I didn't. But that's what I like about watching this episode, this show, is that I just focus, I just watch as it's happening. I don't think too far ahead. I try not to think, oh, I know what's going to happen, or I know what this person is doing, or I know what that person's going to do. There are certain occasions where that does happen, where you think, yeah, we know what's going to happen next, and it does happen. But on this occasion, no, it didn't happen. So, again, really awesome episode, and we've got 3 more episodes to go. Next week's episode, Grodd Lives. I know I said last week that this week's episode was going to be Grodd Lives, so I do apologise about that, ladies and gentlemen. So sorry, I've completely mixed up my episode, but yes, next week is Grodd Lives. And if you've seen the picture of Grodd and Flash, and do you know what? Hats off to everybody involved in the show, because to get Grodd, a live action Grodd, on screen, what an achievement, what an absolute achievement. So yeah, still so much more to come. We've even got Arrow and Firestorm teaming up with the Flash as well at one point. Oh, it's hotting up. It's like, is it me, or is the Flash doing so much better than Arrow is right now? Because, as I say, if you watch my review of last week's episode of The Fallen of Arrow, I was not too pleased with it. I was so underwhelmed with it. At one point I nearly fell asleep. If I'm going to be totally honest, I nearly fell asleep watching it. But yeah, I was so underwhelmed with it. Nothing, what was happening on screen didn't shock me, as to where with this episode, with tonight's episode of The Flash, I was shocked. I was literally like, didn't expect that. Was not expecting that to happen, but goddamn. So, yeah. Be interesting to see how all this comes to a head at the final episode, which is called Fast Enough, the season finale. Can't wait. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. I shall leave it there. See you all very soon. Bye.